DC or Marvel than you would, if you had, or like, like two different type of idea topics, and you'd be like, okay, well, I like that
Right.
one or something. So it's one of those type
Yeah.
of segment ideas. So I'll
I recently
spend
got in trouble for downloading Justice League, the DC. Have you seen it yet?
the Justice League.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I don't think I've seen it front to back. I may have seen like little clips here and there, but I don't think I've seen the full front and back. I mean, I don't keep too much up on the Marvel and DC world. I've always been a Batman fan. I haven't. I didn't really keep track of anybody else other than Batman in the DC world. And
Right.
my friends are really big Marvel fans. So they got me into when it was starting to come into like Infinity War and Endgame. I had to do a whole bunch of binging to try to catch up to that, because I think it was like almost like 10, 20 movies or something that they came out with before that to kind of just bring you up to date with how the movie's going. But
Right.
it was cool, and I like the superhero type movies, so it wasn't much of like a thing I had to get into. I enjoy superhero stuff, but I was never much of like oh, I'm a DC or I'm a Marvel person. It was more just I grew up liking Batman, and that was pretty much it.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I feel like I come from kind of a similar place, but I just kind of delved more into the whole Marvel universe.
Uh huh.
I don't know, within the past 10 years or however long it's been. It's just like, I don't know, those movies are actually something to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and
Unlike
especially in the last
a lot
couple
of
of years,
movies.
they've got the production in those movies are beyond. They're awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's the top of the top. I
Uh,
mean, like, I've seen the DC films and they never quite compare. As much as they try, it's like the only thing that might come close is like some of the Batman stuff.
yeah,
But Batman's kind of gone down a bad
yeah.
thing recently.
I think once they got done with the trilogy, and I had to get into the Ben Affleck character. At first, I wasn't all for, because every
Has Ben
couple
Affleck
years,
had an actual Batman movie?
by himself, I don't think so. I mean,
No, he hasn't.
I know he's had
I heard
Superman
he's
and
not doing
Batman.
it.
I know he's always had like Superman, Batman, and then I think he was in the Suicide Squad for a little bit. So he's always had like either cameos or somebody that was like in there with him. I don't think they've had like a serious like strictly Batman movie with Ben Affleck. I think what's the Robert Patrick, what's his name, the dude from Twilight, I think.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, so I think he's like the next one that's obviously getting the strictly Batman esque uh movie, which from the trailer it seems pretty cool. It kind of gives like a different side of him. So it's one of the things I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I would probably have to watch to see. It seems interesting, but it's like you're always wondering like, is this guy gonna live up to the true meaning of Batman? But it's always good that they kind of put their own spins on them too.
Yeah, definitely. No, apparently that's kind of like an alternate like timeline almost like that Robert Pattinson Batman. Like it doesn't even follow the same like thing as like the Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
It's kind of its own separate thing. So hopefully they'll get somebody to do the Ben Affleck role because I think Ben Affleck isn't doing it anymore. I think there were some issues.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I mean, I'm not sure of any
I know
issues,
he was
but
great. Like I thought he was
yeah.
great. I think he wasn't. There were some business issues with the production and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played it really well. Again, he gave it a different, uh, you know, vibe to the character, because they had that, the especially with going back to like the video game version of Batman in his suit, where he doesn't necessarily have like the long, traditional Batman like cape ears. It's like the shorter side, and kind of more towards the gothic video games. version, which is pretty
Right.
cool. So, I mean,
Definitely.
but it seems like every couple years they're changing up who's playing him. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. Marvel's got their shit together. They can get like the same guy to play Captain America for like 15 years,
yeah,
and then DC cannot figure it out.
no, they just can't keep anybody committed.
I don't know why.
I don't
Whatever.
know. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm pretty sure it can't be money wise because I'm pretty sure those people have money to be paying those people if they want to be bringing them back. It's more, I guess, if they want to keep on changing up the storylines of trying to figure out, oh, okay, well, we want to maybe take it in this way or take it in that way, and then they got to figure out a different person for the role. So
Right. No, money is always an issue, even with the really big production companies. Somebody's got to sign off on it, and then they're waiting and they're waiting, and then all of a sudden this actor has signed on with a different movie, so they're like, oh well, we're not going to do that movie anymore, and our whole timeline's going to go in a different direction now because
right,
we couldn't get so and so to play Green Lantern or whatever it might be.
yeah,
So I don't know, it's kind of sad, the whole DC thing, because the characters are fantastic. Superman, I mean, come on.
yeah.
It'd be nice if they had a Superman sequel one of these days.
And did they ever? Because at the end of uh, Superman and Batman, they had Superman die in the movie, but then at the end they obviously have
Right.
like the casket where like the little stones get lifted up. Did they continue that storyline at all, or is it kind of still in like the works of like did they bring Superman back, or because I'm not sure if they
Yeah. No,
continue
they
that or
continued the storyline in Justice League, the
okay,
one that
all
just
right,
came.
okay, then I would have to
Yeah,
go check that out then.
yeah, I mean it's worth seeing. I just have a feeling that it's not going to go much further than the end of Justice League, but I could be wrong. Who
Hmm.
knows?
And where can you watch Justice League? Can you download it on? I mean,
So it's on
I know you
HBO
illegally
Max.
downloaded it, but sorry.
Yeah, it's technically on HBO Max. It's not like in theaters.
Okay,
Um,
okay, yeah,
thing
I
that
have a
you,
login for that, so I can go check that out.
yeah,
Sweet.
it only came out like at the end of March, so it's not that old.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So it's pretty recently. No, that's good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
I think that's how movies are going to start going, man. I think eventually movie theaters are just going to be a long distance thing. I think it's either just they're going to be having streaming. I mean, they're already doing it, but they're going to just start streaming things online. And instead of you go into a movie theater, you can just download it on HBO Max or stream it on another platform instead of having to go and sit at a movie theater. Which I mean, I technically would prefer doing that anyway because you go to a movie theater, you're spending almost $50 before you even get into your seat.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's kind of sad. I don't know. This is something I love about movie theaters too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, my first job was a movie theater. In a movie theater, I worked at the AMC movie theaters, and
Oh, really?
yeah. So I loved on breaks I would just watch any movie I wanted, and I would just grab a Slurpee, pretzel bites, and just go chill in a movie theater. With depending on I think when I was working there, like the second Austin Powers movie it came out, so I would just go in there almost every day and just watch. And I would never get to watch it, front to back. I would always catch it at different
Right.
times. So I would have to like be like, okay, well I already saw this part, so I'll just go watch another movie and then catch it the next time. Like, okay, I haven't seen this part, so I'll go in there and watch it.
Hmm.
So knowing like the ins and
Yeah, that
outs of
seems like a
the
cool
movie
job
theater.
to know.
Yeah, it was cool because funny fact about it, I was supposed to start a band with a couple friends, so we're like, oh, well, we got to get we got to get jobs so we can be able to pay for this, pay for that. So I go get a job, and then we're like, yeah, well, we can't. And then the guys are like, yeah, I can't do the band, so I got stuck with a job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's always. I mean, it's still hard to do the band thing. Everybody's got their own schedule. It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I
Notice how
love.
like all the bands out there are like guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah,
You know,
and I think
around
that's
here.
I think that's like the thing now. I mean, because I talk about this a lot on the show, especially with a lot of the people that live around where I went to school. Is you don't see many kids these days, being in bands. Because when I was a kid, being in a band was like, if you weren't in a band, you weren't, or if you were in a band, you were pretty cool. So,
Right.
I don't see many people, being as interested in like doing the band scene in high school. I mean, because yeah, and it's a different generation of interests and stuff because you got so many other things than what we had. But I feel like the day and old like being in a rock band in high school is like not as interesting anymore.
Right. Yeah, I guess you're right in a way. Might be kind of true. I don't know where the where that went to.